What's going on, guys? Justin, aka Straight Hacks, here with week one of the P2DL. This week we are taking on Godverdmme. I'm sorry, I don't know if I butchered that or not, but either way. And their team, the Lore Accurate Regigigas. Their team consists of Magirna, Dragapult, Rillaboom, Primarina, Incineroar, Mandibuzz, Hisuian Arcanine, Vikavolt, and Megaladios. Let me show you the 6 we're bringing to take on their team. First up, we are bringing our Xerneas Choice Specs, 72 in HP, 252 special attack, and 184 in speed with a timid nature, rocking Moonblast, Draining Kiss, Thunderbolt, and Focus Blast with the Fairy Aura ability. This thing does big damage to pretty much everything on the team. His fairy resists are Arcanine and Magirna. And obviously, Magirna can take this pretty well. Arcanine does have a little bit of a harder time, obviously. However, they don't want to take too many. And unless they have some form of recovery, like Morning Sun on the Arcanine or whatnot, it will be tough for them to continually switch in to these choice specs Moon Blast. That being said, they could bring something like an AV Magirna, which would obviously take it better, or Arcanine, but then Arcanine obviously cannot have the Morning Sun. So we'll see what they decide to bring against this. The 184 speed and timid nature makes us faster than everything on their team outside of Megaladios and Dragapult. And even then, those two mons don't have a ton that could hit me necessarily. I know Dragapult gets like Steel Wing. Let me see. We can see what Megaladios gets real quick. I don't think it gets a ton of moves to hit me. I mean, it could still hit pretty hard. It is Megaladios at the end of the day. But let's go ahead and look at the move set. So in terms of steel moves, it gets just Steel Wing. In terms of poison moves, it doesn't get any offensive poison moves. So not a ton they can do to me. And those being the only things, barring any Scarfers that will be faster than us, puts us in a pretty good spot to kind of come in and just click a Choice Specs Moonblast. If we begin to get low, maybe a Draining Kiss on something. We'll see. And then Thunderbolt helps out just in case against maybe like an AV Primarina. And Focus Blast, obviously neutral on the Magirna, but super effective on the Arcanine. It doesn't need a ton of coverage, and Xerneas doesn't get a ton of coverage, but its Moonblast hits so hard with the specs and the Fairy Aura that you don't really need much. So, moving on, we've got our Expert Belt Meowscarada, 104 in HP, 252 attack, and 152 in speed with a jolly nature. We're running Flower Trick, Sucker Punch, Triple Axle U-Turn with our Protean ability, which will obviously change our type once per switch in, depending on what move we use. So we've got 152 in speed with a jolly nature will outpace everything on their team besides Dragapult, barring any Scarfers. Flower Trick does have some resist on their team, a lot of resist on their team. The only two mons on their team that don't resist grass are Arcanine and Primarina. That being said, Flower Trick does crit every time. I don't know how much I'll be clicking it, but it's there in case we need it. Sucker Punch is here mostly for the Dragapult. If it can come in and try to be faster than me, obviously you can click Sucker Punch in case it wants to try to click like a U-turn or something on us. We get the Sucker Punch and go first. And then if there's anything that is scarfed or will like boost their speed, maybe, which they don't have a ton of speed boosting options, or mons that really even want to boost their speed. Maybe like a Scarf Arcanine. I mean, like a Shift Gear Magirna, the Sucker Punch won't do much to Magirna. We can't really touch Magirna in general, but Meowscarada doesn't really get any coverage that can. I don't believe. I can double check that. Let me see. If maybe there's something that can do enough to Magearna, we could switch it out for a Flower Trick, but I'm just not seeing anything that would really do any damage. Partially why, obviously, we bring the U-turn to be able to get out versus it. But obviously, yeah, like that being said, Magearna can shift gear. Latios or Dragapult could Dragon Dance. I just don't think they will in this matchup. Other than that, we brought Triple Axle, which will help versus the Rillaboom. It'll be super effective on the Dragapult, super effective on the Mandibuzz, super effective on the Latios. And then U-turn, obviously, to keep up our momentum if we need to do that. That's going to be our Meowscarada this week. Our third member is going to be our Booster Energy Great Tusk. 62 in HP, 252 in attack, 4 in defense, and 188 in speed with a jolly nature. We're rocking Headlong Rush, Ice Spinner, Stone Edge, and Rapid Spin with the Photosynthesis ability. So this Booster Energy will give us an attack boost. With this speed, we are outpacing everything, I believe, Rillaboom and below. I can double check that. Actually, that doesn't seem right for Rillaboom. I don't believe that's accurate for Rillaboom. Let me double check. No, so we don't outspeed Rillaboom. Assuming it runs a lot of speed, it would take it would have to run a lot of speed to outpace us, which I don't know if it will. But either way, the speed is so when we get to +1, we will be able to outspeed everything on their team besides any Scarfers. So we can come out on something and click a Rapid Spin, even if they don't have hazards up, which I don't really anticipate them bringing a ton of hazards, being that their only forms of hazards are Stealth Rocks on the Arcanine or Spikes on the Magearna. Or I guess Webs on the Vikavolt could come. But regardless, I don't really anticipate a ton of hazards. Maybe Webs, but I don't really see Rocks or Spikes really coming. But assuming we can get a Rapid Spin off into something, anything besides a Dragapult, we will become faster than everything on their team that's not Scarfed. Headlong Rush does huge damage to their team. They do actually have a good amount of Levitate or and a flying type. So Levitate in the Latios and the Vikavolt, and then the flying type in Mandibuzz. That being said, the latter two do not want to take, or excuse me, the Latios and the Vikavolt, or the Latios and the Mandibuzz definitely don't really want to take an Ice Spinner, especially from a Booster Energy Great Tusk, and Vikavolt does not want to take a Stone Edge. Other than that, they have one ground resist, and it's Rillaboom, which Ice Spinner will hurt. So definitely want to save Tusk for later in this game, and then come in and just wreak some havoc, with this great Tusk late in the game, hopefully. Our fourth team member is going to be our Leftovers Moltres. This is our best defensive check to Magearna. I know it gets electric moves, but it's just something we kind of got to deal with. 248 HP, 8 in special attack, 252 in speed F with a calm nature. We're running Flamethrower, U-turn, Toxic, and Roost with the Flame Body ability. Flamethrower obviously hits the Magearna pretty hard. They do have a couple resist to Flamethrower. That's why we brought U-turn and Toxic in case they want to try to come in on us with like a Primarina, or if they want to switch in on us with like Incineroar, whatever they want to switch in, we can Toxic it, Roost to double our healing between that and our Leftovers. I did want to change. I thought I changed. I'm actually going to change the EV spread on this a bit, so it won't be exactly like what's on the screen. I'll pull this up real quick. Because what we want to do is we want to get something for health-wise that is divisible by 16, because that will give us the max Roost recovery. So what I'm actually going to do is take the special attack down to 4 and go up to 384. Especially because I don't think there's any hazards. Normally I'd run an odd HP so that we don't go below half on when we come in on rocks. If I really thought there would be rocks, I would bring boots. But that's besides the point. So we're going to go up to 380. So ignore this. Will be 252, 4, and 252 with the calm nature. But yeah, so the points all still stand. really here for the Magirna, as it's kind of a big threat to our team. But that's its main job this week. Next up, we have our choice Scarfed Gengar. 152 in HP, 252 in special attack, and 104 in speed with a modest nature, running Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, Focus Blast, and Sludge Wave. We are, with the Cursed Body ability, obviously the only one it gets, we are fast enough to outspeed everything on their team that is not scarfed or boosted. The reason I didn't make it fast enough to outspeed something like a scarfed Arcanine, because I don't really think it will matter that much. I mean, I could, I guess, in theory, take it out with the Focus Blast if I was faster than it. Not 100% sure that he's gonna bring a scarfed Arcanine, so we'll see. But if he does, I have other ways to get around that, so I'm not as worried about it. And this gives us just enough, a little bit more damage output. The Shadow Balls do a little bit more. Shadow Ball into their team is pretty good. The only resist being Incineroar and Mandibuzz, which we have Focus Blast and Thunderbolt for respectively. And then Sludge Wave is there because it hits a good amount of their team that is not weak to Shadow Ball or is neutral to Shadow Ball. Things like the Primarina and the Rillaboom. But otherwise, probably just going to click a lot of Shadow Ball and hopefully do a lot of damage with Gengar this week. Finally, last but not least, is our Snorlax, 204 in HP, 252 in attack, and 54 in defense with an adamant nature. Body Slam, Crunch, Earthquake, and Yawn with the thick, fat ability. So again, the EVs with the HP are optimized for the leftovers. We'll divisible by 16, so we're not going to lose any extra HP from the rounding. 252 in attack. This thing can do some big damage to a lot of the members of their team. Base 110 attack for the Snorlax with the 252 in attack and adamant. Body slams. They have 2 resist and an immunity, between Arcanine and Magirna being the resist and Dragapult being the immunity. Crunch is there for the Dragapult and Earthquake for the other 2. Yawn, just in case something, that's maybe something we're a little scared of gets in front of us, we can click Yawn and either force them to switch out or go to sleep. But yeah, that's kind of what Snorlax is going to do. Hopefully do some big damage. Maybe catch like a Dragapult out or switch with a Crunch, or maybe the Arcanine or Magirna with an Earthquake. We'll see. But yeah, that's going to be our team this week to take on our opponent. And I will see you guys for the battle. All right, we are back for the battle here. Thinking about my lead here. They did end up bringing the webs, potentially with Vikavolt. I could see a couple different leads here. If it is a Vikavolt lead, Moonblast actually can take it out. I'm just going to lead Xerneas. You lead Incineroar. I'm assuming this is AV. That's not the most right. Let me see if they're like... So it'll still be a 3-hit KO if they're max Spadef AV. I think it's fine to just click Moonblast, honestly. They're going to fake out. Okay, and they get a crit immediately. Just click it again. See if they just decide to go Magirna. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I actually did a good chunk, 36%. So they're definitely not like this. My guess would be like max HP modest. Maybe like a little in Spadef. Oh, they've got a little bit of Spadef. We did 36. Like, I guess it could be like that. Maybe max HP, max def, but not a boosting nature. Either way, we're gonna go Moltres. Let's see what they click. Flare Cannon does 40. I'm just gonna U-turn on their switch, and assuming they switch. Okay, so Polt comes in on my U-turn. We're just gonna go Meow. I'm just gonna Sucker Punch and see. Okay, hard switch makes sense. That's what I expected. Probably a fake out coming here. No fake out. We just get the U-turn off. I'm just gonna go Snorlax here. Potential fire move. We're going Parting Shot. Okay. Into Vikavolt. Okay, they're probably gonna get webs here. I could just go Tusk, but I don't really want to. I don't know if I have a choice, though. I guess I could just go Xerneas here. They're going to put webs up. I'm just going to Moonblast again. There's Sash. Okay, that's what I expected. And they're going to Volt Switch. That's fine. Xerneas going to come back out. Let me check. So their Floor Cannon to my... Moltres did how much? 40%? Oh, they're like specs. Yeah, they're specs. So I'm just going to go Moltres again. Shadow Ball is 33. I'm just going to roost that off. Incineroar is going to come out. That's okay. I'm going to Toxic. They fake out. Okay. I'm just going to click it again. I imagine a Parting Shot comes out here. Potentially a knockoff. Yeah, Parting Shot. Okay. Polt's going to come out here. I'm going to U-turn and take whatever this hit is. It just U-turns. Okay. I could see a Vikavolt sack maybe. And there's Incineroar. Okay. Part of me just wants to go Tusk and try to bait the Dragapult in and click Ice Spinner. I think my best play though is just go Snorlax. And then I'm imagining fake out here or knockoff or just Parting Shot, so I'm clicking on. That's okay, that works. Into Vikavolt. Okay. That's fine. Nothing it has does much to me. I'm just going to Body Slam. I think Incineroar just comes back out to get the Intimidate. Oh no, Magearna. Okay. Para? No Para. Okay. I'm just going to go back to Moltres. And if they have Volt Switch Thunderbolt, it's going to do a lot, but... Flare Cannon does 39. I could Just roost that off. Vikavolt comes back. I will just flamethrower, knock it out. Alright. Dragapult comes back out. I'm just gonna U-turn. Oh, they D-dance. Okay, interesting. Well, that's fine, because I just have Meow every time. And now I know it's not Scarfed or anything like that. Alright, Pulp goes down to the Sucker Punch, and they come out to Rillaboom. I just triple Axle here. Mandibuzz comes out. Okay. I think I just U-turn. I don't think Brave Bird ever kills me or anything. Yeah, I'm just going to U-turn. We get a crit. I'm just going to go Moltres here. Foul Play is 27. I'm going to Toxic. I go Magearna, that's fine. It's about what I expected. I'm just going to click Flamethrower now. Let me knock out the Magearna. Perfect. Incineroar comes back out. I'm just going to U-turn on the Fake Out. I'm going to U-turn anyway. I'm going to go Tusk. Darkest Lair, it's fine. I'm probably still faster, to be honest with you. I go just hard Mandibuzz. Okay. I'm going to Stone Edge. Again, I'm probably still faster than this. Actually, 0 speed. No, I'm actually slower. I'm just gonna spin away the webs. And click Stone Edge. I miss. Okay. Doesn't look like they have a flying move, so they're just gonna keep clicking Foul Play. I'm just gonna go Xerneas here, I think. And just Moonblast. And I think that's game. Yeah, the Incineroar is going to go down to the Moonblast, and then Mandibuzz also. We're going to pick up a nice 6-0 victory for our week 1 battle. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next week for week 2.